We all know that the great king Parīkṣit, he was so much absorbed in hearing Bhagavatam that he did not even accept any drink. He did not accept even water, not to speak of any food. Did we discuss this verse yesterday? Anyway, it is good to revise, even if we have discussed, never mind. All transcendental messages are received properly in the chain of disciplic succession. So unless and until one is in parampara, one cannot connect to transcendence. So Prabhupada is saying all transcendental messages are received properly the chain of disciplic succession. The disciplic succession is called parampara. Therefore, unless the Bhagavatam or any other Vedic literature are received through the parampara system, the reception of knowledge is not bona fide. Very important. Unless and until one is in an authorized parampara, the knowledge will not help him. He will not be able to derive the benefit. Vyāsadeva delivered the message to Śukadeva Gosvāmī, and from Śukadeva Gosvāmī, Suta Goswami received the message. One should therefore receive the message of Bhagavatam from Suta Goswami or his representative and not from any irrelevant interpreter. So what Prabhupada is saying, unless and until one is in disciplic succession, what it means to be in disciplic succession, can anyone share? Or the authorized parampara system? Yes, Sonika?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, the Guru Parampara, which is disciplic succession, which is coming in 4 sampradayas, which was authorized by Lord himself.
Yes, that is one aspect. Even more important, more deeper, what it means to be in parampara. Let others also answer. Let them attempt. What it means to be in parampara. Yes, Madhusura Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So, disciplic succession is that, initiative guru gives a initiation to his devotees, and devotees further, when they become guru, so they further initiate their disciples. So, there should be an unbroken chain of disciplic succession, and knowledge should be received through this chain.
Yes.
In parampara.
Yes, parampara means that it is unbroken, it is disciplic. But Prabhupada said that there are many initiates but very few disciples. That is not parampara. And more of a show of parampara. When we say disciplic succession, it cannot be just initiates. Let us have proper understanding what it means to be in parampara. Think over it. Think deeply. Why so much of emphasis is given? Everywhere we will see in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Evam parampara praptam. Otherwise, it is never praptam. It is apraptam. Like Duryodhana was saying, aparyaptam. It will always remain aparyaptam. So praptam is only by parampara. What it means to be in parampara.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Ravindra Prabhu.
When the disciple agrees and accepts the instructions given by this.
You are muted. You are muted, Ravindra Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please repeat.
Disciple must be respect and follow the instructions of the spiritual master and his representative.
Yeah, very clear. When the disciple accepts the spiritual master as his authority, yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya prasadan na gati kutopi. Unless and until one has come to this conviction, and as you said, he abides by it. Srila Prabhupada used to say, when the disciple accepts the instructions of the spiritual master as his life and soul, then that is parampara, not by initiation. Bhaktivinoda Thakur never took initiation from Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So how the Guru parampara is flowing? Most important is that the disciple accepts the Guru as the representative of the Supreme Lord. And he accepts his instruction as his life and soul. So when that Bhagavatam is recited through this personality, who is the representative of Lord Kṛṣṇa, so that knowledge flows from the heart of the Guru into the heart of the disciple. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Ekya. That is parampara. So all our acharyas very much they exhibit or they represent this quality. So that is the parampara. Then the potency of the parampara is that even if the disciple is illiterate, the spiritual knowledge will manifest in his heart as it is flowing from the spiritual master. The reception of knowledge is not bona fide. Vyāsadeva delivered the message to Śukadeva Gosvāmī, and from Śukadeva Gosvāmī, Sūta Gosvāmī received the message. One should therefore receive the message of Bhagavatam from Sūta Gosvāmī or from his representative and not from any irrelevant interpreter. So we should not be very much enamored or attracted by how, attractive way or in a very charming way one speaks the message. That is not important. Most important thing is that whether he is in parampara or not. If you see Srila Prabhupada's lecture, we are hearing Prabhupada's lecture. Now, Prabhupada has very heavy Bengali accent. He is an old man. He does not speak anything very fancy. He speaks about the basic thing. The difference between body and soul. And Kṛṣṇa being the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the Jiva and the Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Lord, has a relationship. Thus, this basic thing Prabhupada will speak. You pick up any lecture. But how Prabhupada was able to uplift so many souls? Because he had the potency. Most important thing in parampara is the potency. Who has the potency? If the potency is not there, it is useless. So the potency is carried by someone who is purely following. So here these personalities are mentioned, like Vyāsadeva delivered to Śukadeva Gosvāmī, and from Śukadeva Gosvāmī it is passed on to Sūta Gosvāmī, and so many assembled sages are hearing. Emperor Parīkṣit received the information of his death in time, and he at once left his kingdom and family and sat down on the bank of its Ganges to fast till death. So this is another tremendous display of complete renunciation and detachment. All great sages, rishis, philosophers, mystics, etc. went there due to his imperial position. They offered many suggestions about his immediate duty, and at last it was settled that he would hear Śukadeva Gosvāmī about Lord Kṛṣṇa. Thus the Bhagavatam was spoken to him. Sripad Sankaracharya, who preached Mayavad philosophy and stressed the impersonal feature of the Absolute, also at last recommended that one must take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa, for there is no hope of gain from debating. Indirectly, Sripad Sankaracharya admitted that what he preached in the flowery grammatical interpretation of the Vedanta Sutra cannot help one at the time of death. At the critical hour of death, one must recite the name of Govinda. This is the recommendation of all great transcendentalists. Śukadeva Gosvāmī had long ago stated the same truth. And at the end, one must remember Narayan. That is the essence of all spiritual activities. In pursuance of this eternal truth, Emperor Parīkṣit heard Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam as it was recited by the equally able Śukadeva Gosvāmī. And both the speaker and the receiver of the message of the Bhagavatam were duly delivered by the same medium. So this is the glory of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam was recited by Srila Śukadeva Gosvāmī and he achieved the ultimate perfection. And the same Bhagavatam was heard by Parīkṣit Maharaj and he also achieved the perfection. So how was it possible? Because of the potency that Bhagavatam has. And how that potency has come in Bhagavatam is the next verse. Very, very famous verse. This is the verse we must everyone recite and memorize. Very famous verse. Kṛṣṇa sva-dhāmopagate dharma-jñānādibhiḥ saha kalau naṣṭa-dṛśām parītaṁ dhunoditaḥ. So how that potency is there? The purity is there in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. How Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is not different from Kṛṣṇa. Yesterday you asked this question, Purushottam Prabhu, that how do we see Kṛṣṇa not different from his name, or how do we see Bhagavatam not different from Kṛṣṇa? Here is the answer. That when Kṛṣṇa sva-dhāmopagate, when Kṛṣṇa concluded his pastimes in this manifest world, and he returned back, where? Sva-dhāma. What is the dhama of Kṛṣṇa? It is the spiritual abode. It is Golok Vrindavan. So not only Kṛṣṇa left, along with Kṛṣṇa, when Kṛṣṇa returned, dharma, religion, jnān, knowledge, adibhi, that means all the good qualities, all the virtuous qualities. Everything that was required, everything else which was not required was left, and that was required. So all the good qualities, they all returned back along with Kṛṣṇa. Dharma-jñānādibhiḥ saha. Saha means along with him. And what is left here in this world after Kṛṣṇa left? There was the beginning of the age of Kali. Kalau naṣṭa-dṛśām. And with the advent of Kali, or the influence of Kali, so what the first thing Kali does is naṣṭa. Naṣṭa means it destroys. And what is the first thing that it destroys? Is the spiritual vision. Dṛśām. Kalau naṣṭa-dṛśām. But, so what will be the effect if dharma and jnana has returned, Kṛṣṇa has returned, and the influence of Kali is increasing? Then the empowerment has come. Purāṇārko dhunoditaḥ. Arka means the sun. So, the brilliance of the sun which has arisen in the form of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And what is the brilliance of this sun? That dhunoditaḥ. It is dispelling all the darkness. And what is darkness representing? Ignorance. So all the darkness which is there, dense, because of the influence of Kali, it is being uprooted by the rising of the sun of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The Bhagavata Purāṇa is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Kṛṣṇa to his own abode. Accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc., persons who have lost their vision due to dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purāṇa. This is such glory of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Anyone who knows this verse? You can recite this verse without saying. You all must memorize this verse. After many days, we are memorizing the verse. Pradeep, you know the verse?
No problem.
Sonika, you? Very famous verse. None of you. Surprising. Simple. Krishna sva-dhāmopagate dharma-jñānādibhiḥ saha. So if Krishna returns, Krishna sva-dhāmopagate. So along with him, Krishna does not return alone. Ordinarily, Krishna does not appear alone. You all see. The demigods, the so many associates, all come with him. So when he is returning, how can he return alone? So what is returning with him is dharma-jñānādibhiḥ saha. So all the good qualities, the virtuous qualities, the divine qualities. And when these good qualities are gone, then what is the result? Is kalau naṣṭa-dṛśām. The influence of Kali increases. And with the influence of Kali, what is lost is the vision. The spiritual vision is completely covered. Kalau naṣṭa-dṛśām. But to counteract the influence of Kali and the downfall of the human race, purāṇārko dhunoditaḥ. That the brilliance has emerged in the form of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is compared here to sun. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is being compared to sun. Purāṇārko adhunoditaḥ. Arka is the sun. The rising of the sun of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it dispels the dense dark ignorance which is there in the heart. There is no other remedy. And what else has been Bhagavatam compared to? So far we have seen. Up to here, what we have studied in the first, second, and the third chapters of the first canto. What are the other comparisons made to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? Yes, Madan Swarup Prabhu?
It's compared to a ripened fruit.
Yes, very good. What is the verse?
वर्ष तो प्रभु जी याद नहीं रहता.
वर्ष तो याद रखना पड़ेगा. ये वर्ष कैसे बोल सकते हैं?
बहुत कोशिश करता हूँ. 2 दिन.
वेरी सिंपल. कोशिश क्या करनी है? डेली मॉर्निंग एंड इवनिंग रिसाइट करना है. कभी नहीं भूलेंगे. वो नहीं करते ना हम.
वो नहीं होता.
हाँ, तो फिर कैसे रहेगा? उसके लिए डेली और लिखिए. पीछा मत छोड़िए. जब तक पूरी तरह पकड़ नहीं ले तब तक छोड़िए मत. सुबह शाम लिखिए. लिखेंगे तो क्या होगा कि हमारी जो कॉन्शियसनेस है, इट विल इवन गो डीपर इनटू दैट वर्स. यू विल फाइंड मेनी मेनी डायमेंशंस फ्रॉम द सेम वर्स. देवदत्ता, रिसाइट द वर्स.
निगमकल्पतरुर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतं द्रवसंयुक्तं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भूमिभावुका.
Very good, wonderful, wonderful. Rasa, rasika bhuvi bhavaka. So nigamakalpatarur galitam phalam. So it is compared to the ripened fruit, which is full of all rasa, juice, rasamalaya. So Bhagavatam is compared to the ripened fruit. Bhagavatam is compared to the sun. And what else did we experience so far in our study of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? What is Bhagavatam compared to? We have all done that. I made you recite that verse also. I'm giving you a big hint. The glory of Bhagavatam, we have already discussed that. Priyanka, where are you? What was Bhagavatam compared to? How can you forget the verse? Very sweet verse. Yasvanubhavam akhil shruti saramekam adhyatma deepam atitir tirshitam tamo andham. It is compared to the lamp, the transcendental lamp, adhyatma deepam. And what the lamp does? Atitir-trisam tamo-andham. It dispels the dense darkness which is there within the heart. Krishna says, Tesham evanukampartam aham ajnanajam tam. Nashyami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata. Where is that jnanadipa? That is there. Adhyatma dipam atitir tirsham atitir tirshitam tamo andham. Sansarinam karunaya purāṇa. So far we have seen, we will see, we will continue. So the first thing that Bhagavatam was compared to the ripened fruit, Nigam kalpatarur galitam phalam. Then it was compared to the transcendental lamp, Adhyatma Deepa. And here now it is being compared to the sun, purāṇārko dhunoditaḥ. So this is the glory. When Krishna returned back to his abode, so if you see the beginning of the third canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, there is a conversation, the dialogue begins that Vidurji, who is on pilgrimage, and when he comes and meets Uddhava, and Uddhavji is the personality who had the benefit of the association with the Supreme Lord at his final stages. So Uddhavji raises this question. Uddhavji is being asked question by Vidura about the welfare of Kṛṣṇa in Dwarka, because Uddhavji is very constant companion. And when the questions are raised by Vidura, so Uddhavji goes in trance, remembering Kṛṣṇa. And he says that along with Kṛṣṇa returning, that the situation has completely changed. The beautiful verse. Show that verse. Manoram Prabhu, you have your laptop with you. It is 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, 7th verse. Three, 2, 7. Yeah, Uddhava Upacha. Kṛṣṇa dhyumni nimloche girneshu ajgarenaha kim nuna kushalam bhruyam gatashrishu graheshav aham. Come down. So Uddhav said, my dear Vidura, the sun of the world, Lord Kṛṣṇa, has set. Because Kṛṣṇa has returned home. So the appearance of Kṛṣṇa is the appearance of the sun. And when Kṛṣṇa returns, it is the setting of the sun. And our house has been swallowed by the great snake of time. What can I say to you about our welfare? But Kṛṣṇa's sun never sets. Close the share. When Kṛṣṇa returns home, then the sun again appears. Now it has appeared in the form of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Purāṇārko dhunoditaḥ. It has appeared in the form of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. There is another reason that how we can see Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam non-different from Kṛṣṇa. All the qualities, all the pastimes, all the appearances, everything about Kṛṣṇa is very much intact in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And it is so powerful, it is so potent that it can dispel the dense darkness which is there in our hearts. With the change of the body, everything else changes. But one thing never changes. What is that one thing? You may undergo transformation or changes externally, but internally one thing never changes. Yes, Mother Suprabhu?
Soul.
No, soul is there. Soul means there is no change. Our ignorance.
Ignorance. Okay.
Ignorance does not change by changing the body. And no one has the power to remove our ignorance. So that power is invested or has been empowered in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to root out the source of ignorance. What is the source of ignorance? Is our lost relationship with Krishna. That is revived by the study of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, hearing of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Very powerful means of dispelling our ignorance, our sufferings, our miseries, and very powerful medium of connecting with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Why? Because it is the sound representation, the sound incarnation of Krishna. We'll go further in the purport. Lord Shri Krishna, okay. Persons who have lost their vision due to dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purāṇa. Lord Shri Krishna has his eternal dham or abode where he eternally enjoys himself with his eternal associates and paraphernalia. And his eternal abode is a manifestation of his internal energy, whereas the material world is the manifestation of his external energy. We all know that now. So the spiritual world is the manifestation of his Swarupa Shakti or his internal energy, whereas the material world is the manifestation of his illusionary energy or the external energy. When he descends to the material world, he displays himself with all paraphernalia in his internal potency, which is called Atma Maya. What is the verse? In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that he descends by his own potency, Atma Maya. Now you have to answer, because twice Prabhupada is talking about this verse. Which verse is this? That the Supreme Lord descends out of his internal potency, Atma Maya. Famous verse? Gaurangi wants to speak. She is saying something. Full view. But we should be knowing the philosophy clearly. How Krishna's appearance is different from Jiva's appearance. It is because of his Atma Maya. Where is the reference of Atma Maya? Which verse is that which Krishna is speaking about? Prabhupada is highlighting it in his purport. We're knowing this is from the 4th chapter. 4th chapter Krishna is speaking. Ajo api san avyayatma bhutanam ishvaro api san prakritim swam adhisthaya sambhavami atmamaya. Krishna appears in his own spiritual form. Sambhavami means to descend, to come down. And how he appears? Atmamaya, in his own spiritual form. I think this is 4.5. Just see the verse. What is the verse number? It is 4.5. Anyway, we'll go ahead. The Lord says that he descends by his own potency, Atma Maya. His form, name, fame, paraphernalia, abode, etc. are not therefore creation of matter. He descends to reclaim the fallen soul and to reestablish codes of religion. Paritrāṇāya sadhunām vināṣāya ca duṣkritāṁ dharma samśrāvayām. To re-establish the codes of religion, which are directly enacted by him. Except for God, no one can establish the principles of religion. Either he or a suitable person empowered by him can dictate the codes of religion. Real religion means to know God. Prabhupada gives a very emphatic definition of what religion is. That real religion means to know God, our relationship with Him, and our duties in relationship with Him. And to know ultimately our destination after leaving this material body. The conditioned souls who are entrapped by the material energy hardly know all these principles of life. Most of them are like animals, engaged in eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. They are mostly engaged in sense enjoyment under the pretension of religiosity, knowledge, or salvation. They are still more blind in the present age of quarrel or Kali Yuga. In the Kali Yuga, the population is just a royal addition of the animals. They have nothing to do with the spiritual knowledge or godly religious life. This is the purpose why Srila Prabhupada is so heavy. That they have nothing to do with spiritual knowledge or godly religious life. They are so blind that they cannot see anything beyond the needs of the body. They have no information of the spirit soul beyond the jurisdiction of the subtle mind, intelligence, or ego. But they are very much proud of their advancement in knowledge, science, and material prosperity. They can risk their lives to become a dog or hog just after leaving the present body. There is one pastime why Prabhupada is so heavy. Prabhupada is specifically mentioning that they can risk their life to become a dog or hog just after leaving the present body. When Prabhupada was in Amsterdam, when Prabhupada started to preach in Europe, but the counterculture was very, very prominent there. You know what is the counterculture? No? Counterculture means that those who don't follow any conventions of the society. They were called the hippies in America, but there were their counterparts even in Europe. And they were no less, they were even more advanced. So these counterculture hippies from Europe, they had completely abandoned all social and normal practices. So Prabhupada was talking in one class and Prabhupada was mentioning that how the human form of life have degraded to become an animal. They are acting and behaving just like animals. And Prabhupada quoted about the practice of having free sex outside marriage. Prabhupada said that if you have sex outside marriage, then that is like the animal life. In animal society, there is no institution of marriage. So one counterculturist, he stood up and he said, Swamiji, what is wrong? So Prabhupada said that you have my full blessings to become an animal in your next life. So that Prabhupada is having that pain in his heart that they have fallen so much in ignorance that they are not even having any fear that they may fall down to go to the lower species of life. So Prabhupada is saying they are even risking their life to go to the extent of becoming a hog or a dog. They can risk their life to become a dog or hog just after leaving the present body. For they have completely lost sight of the ultimate aim of life, the personality of Godhead. Sri Krishna appeared before us just prior of the beginning of the Kali Yuga, and he returned to his eternal home practically at the commencement of Kali Yuga. While he was present, he exhibited everything by his different activities. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita specifically and eradicated all pretentious principles of religiosity. And prior to his departure from the material world, he empowered Srila Vyāsadeva through Narad to compile the message of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and thus both the Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam are the torch bearers for the blind people of this age. In other words, if men in this age of Kali want to see the real light of life, they must take to these two books only, and their aim of life will be fulfilled. The Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study in a sense. Bhagavad Gita gives the principles, and Śrīmad Bhagavatam expands on these principles. And Śrīmad Bhagavatam is the summum bonum of life, Lord Sri Krishna personified. We must therefore accept Śrīmad Bhagavatam as the direct representation of Lord Kṛṣṇa. One who can see Śrīmad Bhagavatam can also see Lord Kṛṣṇa in person. They are identical. So this is the answer. Actually, if you see this verse, Krishna sva-dhāmopagate, is the answer to the sixth question. You remember the sixth question asked by the sages? What was the question? Who remembers the six questions? Dayashil Prabhu? You have changed position, you are not visible fully. What are the six questions?
Prabhuji, after Lord Kṛṣṇa wind up his pastime, how the dharma takes shelter?
Yes, very good. So Sud Goswami is answering here. Where did dharma took shelter? Where did dharma took shelter? Yes, Dayashil Prabhu.
Prabhuji, as his literary incarnation as Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
Yes. Dharma-jñānādibhiḥ saha. So they are all fully manifest in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. There is one verse left. That's a beautiful verse. So we'll take that verse tomorrow. Okay, I'll stop here. If there is any question or any contribution, please speak. But memorize this verse one more time. Who has memorized? Sonika, you can speak. Bolo.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
कृष्णे स्वधामोपगते धर्म-ज्ञानादिभिः सह कलौ नष्ट-दृशाम् purāṇārko adhunoditaḥ.
Purāṇārko. Purāṇa is there, na? Purāṇa Guhyam. It's the same Purāṇa. Amal Purāṇa. Beautiful verse this is. We'll see this verse. So, Purāṇo Arko Adhunoditaḥ. Very good. You memorized. Who else? Devadatta? आपको भी याद हो गया?
थोड़ा थोड़ा प्रभुजी.
बोलिए.
कृष्ण स्वधामे उपगते धर्मो ज्ञानादिभिः सह.
Very good.
कलौ
नष्ट
नष्ट-दृशाम् पुराणार्क अधुना उदितः.
Purāṇo Arko Adhuno Udito. So it has arisen. Very good. So boys, Prabhus, Bolo, who has memorized? Pradeep? Bolo, don't show me your smile. You speak. Again? Bolo, don't waste time. We'll give you at least 10 times, what kind of memory we are having or participation. Bolo. Unmute and speak. Unmute and speak.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Really not completely remembered.
I am not expecting completeness here. I am expecting attempt here. How much is the cheshtita? Shanvatam sadhaya nityam granatasti swa-cheshtita. How much the acceptance is there and to what extent the attempt is there. That is okay, your daughter is speaking. Anyone else memorize this verse? Yes, Dayashil Prabhu, boliye.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी कृष्ण sva-dhāmopagate dharma-jñānādibhiḥ saha kalo naṣṭa-dṛśām purāṇārko dhunoditaḥ. Thank you.
Very good. You must be knowing this verse. Prabhupada quotes this verse so profusely. So much that there is one pastime of Srila Prabhupada. One of Prabhupada's disciple, Mataji, she used to go and every day distribute Prabhupada's books, especially Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And one day when she came back, Srila Prabhupada asked her that, how was your book distribution, or where did you go, and how many books were you able to distribute? So she was very enthusiastic and she was very happy to report to Srila Prabhupada that I distributed Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And Prabhupada asked that, what do you say to people? Whom do you meet? So she said that she meets all walks of people, students, philosophers, teachers, businessmen, working people. So Prabhupada inquired, what do you tell them about Bhagavatam? So she said, not only we say that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the ripened fruit, and by reading Bhagavatam you can transform your life. So Prabhupada told his servant that you bring Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the first canto. And Prabhupada opened this verse. And Prabhupada recited this verse and told her you should tell people that this is what Bhagavatam is. That Kṛṣṇa sva-dhāmopagate dharma-jñānādibhiḥ saha kalau naṣṭa-dṛśām purāṇārko dhunoditaḥ. That this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam has arisen to dispel the dense darkness of ignorance. Very, very important verse, very important principle. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is compared to the sun. What it means, let us remain here. Let us understand what it means. Why Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is compared to the sun? Why not to the star or moon? Why only sun? Who can answer? Yes, Ramya, you want to speak?
No.
Why it is compared to sun?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, the sun is the source of all light for the star, moon, everything. So, sorry.
Yes, one that sun is the source. And how much light we can have from sun? Is there any limit? There is no limit. The sun is such a powerful source of light. And when the sun arises, all the darkness is dissipated. So the power of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is compared to the power of the sun. Okay. Anything else? Yes, Sonika. What is your question?
Prabhuji, what is the meaning or explanation of Sammam Bonam?
Sammam Bonam is the highest. Prabhupada is the highest. Shreya, na? Yat Shreya Shyat Nishchitam Bhuvitam. Sammam Bonam is the highest or the greatest benefit that one can receive. So the Sammam Bonam is what? Is Lord Shri Krishna. So the 10th canto is called as the Samam Bonam because it describes the activities and the pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. So Prabhupada uses the word Samam Bonam. Very special. Prabhupada's purports, Prabhupada's translations, Prabhupada's word-to-word meaning, it is all transcendental. When we say the 10th canto is the Samam Bonam. What is the Samam Bonam of the 10th canto? It's the Ras Pancha Adhyaya. You see what is the dictionary meaning of Samam Bonam? If I remember correctly, it is the greatest benefit or the merit or the highest. That is the meaning of Samam Bonam. Yes. Samam Bonam is the highest good, especially the ultimate goal according to which the values and priorities are established in an ethical system. This is what they were asking. What is the absolute and the ultimate good? Now what is the answer? What was the answer? What answer did Śukadeva Gosvāmī give? No, you know, but what about others? Manoram Prabhu, what was the answer? Answer to the first question. See, we are losing, we're forgetting, because we are not revising. Yes, Ramya, boliye.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam reading, hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
What is the verse? Now we discussed verse, we discussed the answer in the form of verse. What is that verse which says that what is the ultimate highest good? See how easily you have forgotten so quickly. Not even, we are into 3rd month. From Kartik only we started. You must write. If you don't write, you will lose it. Yes, Priyanka?
सवे पुंस परो धर्म यथोर्भक्ति अभुक्षजे अहेतुकी
Yes, very good.
अनात्मा सुप्रसिद्धति
Ahetuki apratihata yenatma suprasidati. That unmotivated and uninterrupted devotional service. That is the highest good. Very good. So that is what the 10th chapter is talking about. Samam Bonam. The highest good. The ultimate benefit. Okay. Any other question? Or any other discussion? Is that time? You have to invest your heart. Bhagavatam will be revealed in the heart, not in the head. And how Bhagavatam is to be received. Very beautiful verse. In the final section where the glory of Bhagavatam is mentioned. Manoram Prabhu opened this verse 12, 13, 18. 12th canto, 13th chapter, and 18th verse. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purāṇa Yad Vaishnavānām Priyam Yasmin Paramhansayam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Gīyate तत्र ज्ञान विराग भक्ति सहितं नैष्कर्म्यम् अविष्कृतं तच्छ्रवन् सुपठन् विचाराना परो भक्त्या विमुच्ये नरः. Especially the last line. Tat Shravan, but only Shravan is not sufficient. Then after Shravan, what is important? Is Supathan. What is Supathan? Very interesting. Supathan means very scrutinizingly study. Prabhupada said that one has to very scrutinizingly study my books. The first is Shravan, Tat Shravan, Supathan. Then Vicharena. Vicharena. That means to contemplate. Paro bhaktya. And one performs paro bhakti, means performs the devotional service. Vimucchaye nara. So he is liberated, he is released. Vimucchaye nara. From all the material tabernacle. Prabhupada uses the word, he is released from the material tabernacle. Come down in the translation, the last line. Anyone who seriously tries to understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, who properly hears and chants it with devotion, becomes completely liberated. Hare Krishna. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Please continue to study Supathan. Tat Shravan, Supathan. And what is the third thing?
Vicharen.
Vicharena. Vichar. Tattva vichar. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, उपस्थित सभी भक्त की